have friends that do not work in the fashion industry, but are interested in a second career in the fashion industry, particularly as stylists. And they've asked me before, do you think that I need to go back to school to become a stylist, or should I just start doing it? And my answer is normally just start doing it. Styling is not something that you necessarily need a degree in, especially because it's a very creative field. Things like styling or style blogging, these are things where your portfolio is going to be much more important than a degree or a certificate. So my advice is always to just work on a portfolio. Your portfolio, your reputation, and your experience are what is going to be the most important things. And I always say, if you haven't yet started doing it as a hobby and it's just an idea in your head that maybe you want to start styling, then you should start doing it as a hobby first. Because then you can really see if you actually like doing it. Do it on a regular basis. Do it on your evenings and your weekends. Start styling either yourself, you can style friends with your own clothes and accessories, their clothes and accessories. Just get creative and you can take the pictures yourself. So this is something you can start doing as a hobby for basically no money and just see how creative you can be with your styling. And this way you can also build up a portfolio of work to get recognition. So the second thing I would say is if it's already a hobby, it's already something that you're doing regularly, you really have a passion for, and you really want to start making money at, my next word of advice is just remember that when something goes from a hobby to a full-time career, it changes. It really changes what you do. Because when you style as a hobby, you can just do whatever you want. You're not relying on money for it. You can take jobs or collaborations that just you want to do. You can just have fun with it. You can do whatever you want. But when styling becomes a full-time career, you have to rely on making all your money at that. There's going to be a lot more obligations, and there's going to be a lot more things you have to do that you probably don't want to do. You're going to have to deal with clients that have their own ideas about how they want to look, and you're going to have to work with them. Or maybe you're doing a project with a team where there's a creative director, someone above you who's actually making the decisions on the conceptual look of a photo shoot. And it's not really going to be your creative work. You're going to have to follow someone else's ideas and bring them to life. So I always just say, just remember, it's all very different. Go through it stage by stage, but I think last resort is going back to school, especially if you're something like styling. I think it's really, really not necessary. Just start doing it. Anything that you're passionate about a little bit later in life, you've already been to school, don't go back to school because you never know if that passion is going to change to cooking tomorrow or something else. And just remember also that when a hobby changes to a career, that hobby void is also going to be filled by something else. Something like maybe cooking, probably something that's not in fashion because you need a break from fashion. And whatever you were doing before wasn't in fashion, so fashion was your hobby. But now that role will probably be switched. If your career is fashion, you're going to have a hobby that's not fashion because you always need a break. But just start doing it. That's the key.